Good morning, comrades. For NATO Alliance, present days 32 Alliance member states. Good morning, Germany. Good morning, United States of America. In the rise for royalism, we are unified with, in the newborn German-American military service KMK, the All-Alliance Airborne in leadership with SECUR, Supreme Allied Commander Sir Christopher Cavoli, General Christopher Cavoli, plus SECUR, Sir Donald Hoger, Carl Richard, Siegfried, God help me, United States Armed Forces for European Royalism. To have an eye on Russia-Ukrainian war, and later then on the Israel military conflict, we love to underline that the biggest privilege in present days, due to an evolutionary development with the lowering diplomatic affairs investments coming from 08 to 014, when it started in Georgia, southern European east flank, up to half-island Crimea with an annexion that was brought from Russian federated country with state leader Sir Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, that the international societies have been declaring the annexion to be illegal. Up to the overstepping into sovereign territory for Republic Ukraine in present days with leader State President Sir Volodymyr Zelensky, that we are holding in present days in leadership cooperation NATO-Russia Council Presidency, Sir Donald Hoger, Carl Richard, God help me, plus Madam Hilton Whitney, Maryland, Paris. For to underline the achievements that we've been signing responsible in leadership cooperation, the privilege is, in comparison to former years, where Germany was conquering beyond the territory where present days Russia-Ukrainian war has got its terrain for battlefield, where both nations are searching the difference in military conflict. The privilege for NATO alliance with 32 member states in present days is to keep the war small, for to bring the privilege for two nations, the Ukrainian plus the Russian federated, to search the difference in the conflict. With the European Commission leader, Madam Ursula von der Leyen, we are supporting the need to bring European sanction for to ensure that the option for Russian federated being aggressor is limited in their option for to bring modern weaponry to war fighting, where we hold the interest in the responsibility for the evolutionary rise for Germany plus United States of America to rise into royalism, for to open with coronation ceremony celebration the privilege for an evolutionary new identity brought in royal German-American military service at first, for to have the Royal Germany beside the Royal United States of America, to grow into United States in royalism with uprising preparation status for Sir Liam Carter Milliken, for to prepare for 48th presidency. With such a view to welcome fresh November 2024, we'd love to address the fair election procedure in the United States of America with Sir Donald Trump, that has been opening doors in his 45th presidency in his way, for to underline the advantages during his presidency. He has been achieving the right for to bring more advanced status, also for to underline the preparation for unifying Democrats with Republicans to grow into a new status for the United States of America for the first time, to grow into a new freedom for royalism. United States in royalism, with uprising President candidate Sir Liam Carter Milliken. The glorious four that we are, Sir Donald Hoger, Madam Hilton Paris Whitney Maryland, Madam Campbell Naomi, and Sir Liam Carter Milliken, are representing the new German, Prussian, American, British, African, Aryan Empire in reigning status for a state declaration for to achieve the privilege for military diplomatic affairs victory, for to have the official state invitation for both nation, Ukrainian Republic in war status beside Russian Federated, to be in leadership for their military special operation, for the need for to declare a new declaration as long as both nations are searching the difference on battlefield. With the rise for KMK, Airborne Special Operations Soldier in bigger sizes, we have got the privilege transferring the knowledge for to strengthen army, that we are united in several, the German-Dutch Pioneer Brigade, the French-German Brigade for Special Air Service, and the German-American Special Operation Units. We rise into KMK Special Operation Leadership in JSOC for to address the rising inequality in size and number for the European responsibility to face the challenge on European East Flank. That state leader Sir Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin is searching with the pressure for sanction partner country in his option for to bring weaponry in Russia-Ukrainian war. Germany in the rise, we are united with the British Empire in special for to have coronation times, for to bring the privilege for His Majesty King Charles III, for to have coronation with us four, being drafted into holiness, His Holiness Emperor Charles I. The military intelligence MI6 loves to stay in leadership with a strong European NATO alliance in cooperation with KMK, with both leaders Secure and Safur. When the condition to be brought in contracts achieved victory, and we have got an eye on the North Korean that is brought in a certain option for to appear being third party to reinforce two nations being in war in military conflicts on European East Flank. We have to grow into a readiness to push the military diplomatic affairs, to widen the European interests, for to ensure that the newborn High Six United Nations Security Council installation does the right judgment for to bring the privilege for the parliamentarian mandated force that we are in representing democracies force German Bundeswehr, in special with our strongest partner, the US American Army, with a unifying army aviation, where the privilege is sliven with Secure and Safur in leadership in JSOC for to bring Special Operations Airborne Soldier in the right appearance with diplomatic military affairs staff for to achieve the privilege, so that the privilege stays for Ukrainian plus Russian Federated to search differences in frontier areas surrounding the 20% conquered territory from Russian Federated and the new conquered territory from Ukrainian military administrative leadership. The Ukrainian in their brave freedom fight for living self-defense with their rights to conquer a new status for the draft for European full membership is brought into a privilege where we love to surround Imperial Table in Hesse County, Free State Town, Frankfurt, Imperial Hall, to surround the table with the responsible in opening Lavera, the new era coming from Showa era to Riva era in present days, with new European Emperor Charles I beside East Asian Empire leader, His Holiness Emperor Naruhito, with an official state invitation from Germany's Foreign Affairs Government's institution, we are inviting His Holiness Emperor Naruhito to join the coronation ceremony celebration to bring privileges in the rise for Lavera, for the interest for the well-being nationwide in all 32 alliance member states, with a rise for the European new identity to be brought in special operations, military service, German-American Kingdom, Royal Military Service KMK, with a parliamentarian addressed interest for to widen peacekeeping times in result. The responsibility lives since a connection in historic days where I am carrying German Prussian blood, being high well-born, for my loving hearts to rise into responsibility for the Northern Hemisphere responsibility for well-being, with advantages for Southern, that we love to be brought into privileges in present days for to welcome the new reigning territory. With such a maneuver, we are rising into a garant for the victory we are declaring, being European state goal, that we have to have an eye on, that in case of North Korean that are addressed from Russian Federated State leader Sir Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, achieves the privilege with the invitation we are surrounding Imperial Hall Römer for to bring it into contract signings, that we achieve the Korean unification, to bring an end to demarcation line, the US-Korean war that was bringing the line in the mid-50s, parallel to Nam War, that has been achieving into status in present days, where we love to visit Hue for to have connection with the royalism in southern East Asian territory. With the rise for Asian trading room, an interest for the reigning status we are embodying, Hoge Carter Paris Naomi, we love to declare an interest for the European democracies parliamentarian mandated force Bundeswehr beside US Army to rise into German-American Royal Military Service with Special Operations JSOC leadership that we are embodying in harmony with NATO Alliance to rise into Northern Hemisphere Treaty Organization with Emperor Naruhito and Emperor Charles I being Commander-in-Chief. We love to address for the People's Republic in China, Sir Xi Jinping, that the territory in Taiwan, with a 3 times in a row elected status for being a democratic island, has to have independency from state territory in China. For an advantage for ceremoniation for coronation ceremony celebration, we prefer to bring the privilege. We are welcoming in Lavra the Tsarish Russia with state leader Putin, plus the European strengthening with the privilege to have an emperor partner in European NATO Alliance 32 present days member states to welcome in autumn 2024. With the rise for the strengthening Iranian status, we four are embodying King Hoger, Queen Paris, Crown Prince Carter and Crown Princess Naomi. We love to address good relation to neighborhood state territory and country Russian Federation to be drafted into Tsarish Russia with state leader Sir Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin, who can stay in good relation to People's Republic China with state leader Xi Jinping. That we love to bring the privilege for the Northern Hemisphere's people that we care for, at first for 550 million European, beside Northern American, US American and Canadian, that embodies 1 billion Northern Hemisphere responsible in military leadership. We are signing responsible for to rise into royalism on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean. The address for to be transported to state leader Xi Jinping is that he has got an eye on holding the United Nations Security membership for to welcome Royal Germany beside United States in royalism, being high six with a new judicative judgment system for to address the right force in right times at the right place, for to have the privilege to strengthen Northern Hemisphere's interest, parallel synchronized beside two areas that we prioritize, the Asian interests room with Tokyo, Hue, Canberra, and on the other side the Center for Military Intelligence, the Traditionary Trading Room, the amazing continental Europe, Eurasian Western Territory, with a rise for new military leadership. That's continental Europe with European Continental Army, in special European Continental Air Force Cavalry UCAV, with state leader and Emperor Charles I, with military leadership for secure and suffer, for to address the interest that Taiwan has to be independent, with advantages for state leader Xi Jinping, that enriches his People's Republic China for to a new evolutionary way for to grow into a full permanent member in United Nations Security Council, to welcome Royal Germany plus United States and royalism, for being a garant for good neighborhoods in relation, where we open the option for a new coronation celebration ceremony in second step, when the first condition for to bring an end in foresight to Russia-Ukrainian view, with the signings we prefer to have surrounding the imperial table in Free State Town, Hesse County, Royal Germany, Frankfurt, soon, in autumn 2024. For to focus on amazing times, we love to celebrate the Uprising 2028 Games, the Olympia Games in United States in royalism, in Los Angeles, for to welcome the state responsibility in leadership surrounding the privileged tribune, for to have fun with a hand-chosen selected choice for Russian that grow into Tsarish Russia athletes beside Royal Ukrainian Republic athletes, for to give the privilege in a hand-chosen sports athletes competition, for to show the real Lavra reign-in times we prefer to set into Oblast, present day's Oblast Kaliningrad, beside half-island Crimea, to be named in capital Königsberg, beside reign-in territory, state territory, half-island Krim, Halbinsel Krim. With such a maneuver to be brought in signings for the contracts we are hosting, the privilege for the conflict is brought into stability, that the German force Bundeswehr rises into bigger sizes and number, for to be a garant for stability, for to welcome widening peacekeeping times in trading, the real strength for European Union, for Asian room, for being united in Northern Hemisphere glorious faith in times under leadership for Emperor Naruhito and Emperor Charles I, for to live loyalism in military service KMK, das königliche Militär des Kaisers, that we love to open Lavra with good soldiering for all service members, for to be addressed in regular army surrounding the Atlantic Ocean, to grow into Northern Hemisphere Treaty Organization NHTO, for to bring the privileges for the safety for more than 1 billion people that love to be drafted with a must for military service in all 32 alliance member states in autumn 2024. With the election procedure in Germany to prepare for the political leadership for Chancellor Sir Friedrich Merz, we are opening an option for to express the desire for all 1 billion people in the territory we prefer to reign with new for the 51st and 52nd United States in royalism state territory, plus the 17th and 18th county in Royal Germany being unified in the German American Kingdom. We are reigning in a new imperialism on Northern Hemisphere. With such a foresight in view, for the privileges for the folks to elect RGP, RAP, RBP and RAP2, embodying the royal party in the quartet for Royal German privileges in addressing Prime and Chancellor in the reigning state territory, to invite the privilege for 2 new territory for reigning status. We stay your Royal German American leadership family for the privilege to open Lavra. That's Paris Hoger, Cardiniomi. For Royal KMK service member, Glück ab! Aufsitzen, Kameraden!